Welcome to M Unfiltered, where every journey is real, every moment tells a story. Like, share, subscribe, and let's explore the world together.
In ancient Hindu mythology, there is a sprawling epic known as the Samudra Manthan. It is a story of grand collaboration, where the gods and demons formed a temporary truce to churn the vast cosmic ocean in search of the nectar of immortality. To execute this, they used a mountain, Mount Mandara, as their churning rod, and wrapped Vasuki, the king of serpents, around it as the rope. They pulled back and forth, generating immense friction across the cosmos. But before they could reach their long-awaited prize, the violent mechanics of their work produced something entirely unexpected. A thick, lethal substance called Halahala rose to the surface. This was a poison so violently toxic that its mere fumes began to suffocate both the gods and the demons, threatening to dissolve the very universe they were trying to rule. This specific sequence is foundational to the myth. The process of extraction and transformation yields a toxic entropic residue before the reward can ever manifest. Pacing quickens. Panic immediately set in. The celestial beings watched as the very ocean they were attempting to conquer turned into a threat to all existence. They turned to the deities associated with preservation, order, and pleasure. But these forces were entirely unequipped for this moment. Systems built to maintain harmony shatter when confronted with raw, unmitigated chaos. They needed a different kind of intervention. They turned to Lord Shiva. Among the Hindu pantheon, Shiva is an ascetic who resides on snowy peaks, a figure rooted in absolute stillness and profound detachment from worldly comforts. When a crisis threatens the foundations of reality, it requires a leader capable of stepping directly into the darkest extremes. Recognizing the danger, Shiva gathered the massive swirling mass of the Halahala poison and compressed it into the palm of his hand. He prepared to drink it, but this created a terrifying physical and philosophical trap. If Shiva swallowed it completely, pulling the poison deep into his stomach, it would annihilate his inner cosmos. This illustrates the fatal danger of total self-sacrifice without boundaries. Internalizing toxicity until it destroys the host is a failure of leadership. But if the pain was too much and he spat it back out, the corrosive force would instantly burn the earth and incinerate all living beings. It is a catastrophic binary. Both internalizing toxic burdens and projecting them onto the world result in total failure. Shiva modeled a third path. He brought the poison to his lips and drank, but he deliberately arrested its movement. To ensure this, his consort, the goddess Parvati, gripped his neck with her hands, halting the deadly liquid in its tracks. The throat became a dedicated physical boundary. By holding the poison there, he established a liminal container, a holding zone that kept the toxicity from burning his inner self while preventing it from escaping back into the outer world. The sheer virulence of the Halahala was so intense that it permanently bruised his neck, leaving a radiant, deep blue mark across his skin. Because of this specific anatomical choice, he earned a title found throughout ancient scripture, Neelkanth, the blue-throated one. Shiva neutralizes the lethal potency of the poison through conscious presence and strict, unyielding boundary maintenance. This ancient narrative functions as a map for navigating modern emotional and structural pressures. We all churn our own oceans. We push for rapid organizational growth, we chase personal transformation, and we drive hard toward our ambitions. And just like the myth, that intense friction guarantees a byproduct. The modern Halahala takes the form of immense stress, ethical burdens, conflict, and the inevitable consequences of rapid progress. When that pressure hits, our instinct is to fall right back into that binary trap. We either silently suppress the pain until we break, or we lash out and project our frustrations onto our teams and families. Driving progress without developing the emotional capacity to strictly contain its toxic residue leads directly to burnout or toxic leadership. In the original texts, Shiva's blue throat is never described as a scar of victimhood. It is revered as the highest ornament of wisdom. It represents the daily practice of conscious containment. It means actively holding negativity and stress in your awareness, acknowledging its presence until it simply loses its power to harm you or others. You cannot avoid the toxic byproducts of an ambitious life, but you have absolute control over where they are allowed to stay. This is a profound demonstration of strength, the ability to bear the heavy weight of consequence